responsibilities that you associate with your role now? You made the transition, and now that you have to contribute that way.
I think, Coach told me this, when he's recruiting me, he recruited me because I was a very versatile player. So, I could fit into whatever role he needed me out of kicking, punting, and kickoffs. So, I think I'm just fulfilling my role, that I've been training towards. So.
And were you able to pick up tidbits from Turk before he left? I don't know if you worked with him long enough to be able to really learn from him?
Yeah, so I did work with him quite a bit. I think we have a little bit of a different mentality about punting. But I still was able to pick up things, especially just on moving in, because I moved in June, and I worked with him for about a month before he left. So I did pick up on some things, getting adjusted here, and some of the things that are different from high school to college that he gave me tips all the time.
So more off the field things than even on the field things.
Yes.
It's hard to come here and not hear about how successful Turk was last year and the year before that. Does that kind of leave a pretty big role for you to fill? Do you feel that kind of pressure, or is there no pressure for you and you're going to go do your own thing?
There's not really pressure on me. I go out there and do my job to the best of my ability. There are people, saying, oh, it's a big loss, but, next man up. So I have very high expectations of myself and very lofty goals of where I want to be. So I internalize that versus having external pressure on me. So.
What are those goals this year?
I just want to play at the next level. So, and the way I work, I think reflects that, more on an internal level versus external pressure.
I would think it's exciting because whereas maybe you were going to just kind of learn from the other guys, now all of a sudden there's a good chance you're going to be playing as a true freshman. So I would think it's exciting.
Yeah, it is definitely exciting. So.
I see you're wearing the Dan Orlovsky shirt, and I know that Coach Slocum mentioned that you had worked with him and that had been sort of, a help to your development. How do you feel like that helped prepare you working in that environment to now get to this point and be ready?
Well, I think he was really critical in my development because I worked with him for the last 4 years in Charlotte, and he, has the blueprint of getting guys to the next level. He has a lot of guys in the NFL and very successful college players. Being around those guys, not just around Dan, they would mentor me, they would give me advice, I would work with them outside of his training. So I think, learning the mentality that the top level guys have really, elevated my game to the next level.
What are some of the things that you learned from some of those guys that you still really apply today?
A lot of stuff off the field, internal motivation, and, what the amount of work you need to put in to get to your goals. That was something working with guys outside of Dan's training day in and day out, seeing how hard they work, it put set the expectation for what I should do for myself. So.
Do you have a favorite NFL kicker that you kind of tried to pattern yourself after, or that's your favorite growing up, or that you really looked up to?
Probably my favorite guy right now is Sam Martin. I think we have a very similar style of punting. We are really directionally focused, and that's what his specialty is. And we're both from North Carolina. Both with the same trainer, so I think he's someone I really look up towards.
We talked a little bit about Turk and what he's done at ASU. What do you think you're going to bring that maybe be a little different to Turk, or something that's just different for the fans watching?
At the end of the day, I just go on to kick the ball. So I don't think there's going to be that much different. I think, I don't really know. I don't really have an answer for that one. So.
Were you surprised that he left, or was it something that maybe he had mentioned he was thinking about, or all of a sudden he says, I'm gone, I'm going to transfer? Were you kind of surprised?
I was actually very surprised because he did practice in our first day of training camp. So to see him not there the next day, just taking on the depth chart, and see me there, being the starting punter going out second practice, it was kind of a surprise to me. But, at the same time, he did have very strong opinions on why he left. And, everyone has the right to that. So, nothing.
Okay, but he didn't talk to you guys about it, or?
No, he didn't really talk to us about it. It was his own personal decision. So.
How is it working alongside Logan Tyler? What has he helped you with throughout?
Obviously he was an ex-punter at Florida State, so he was able to give me, his piece of advice. So he has helped me out quite a bit. It's been very beneficial to be around him.
What have you seen out of some of the return guys?
A lot of them are really, really quick. I think, we've had a very explosive return game in the last couple of years. I think it's just going to keep on getting better and better as these guys develop.
Do you have any personal goal for the season as far as like metrics, hang time, anything like that?
I think, going into the next level, I think
He's doing a great job.
I'm more focused on, what I'm doing and my individual process, more like a golfer. To focus on metrics fully, it's, that's being outcome oriented versus process oriented. So, it'd obviously be great to have 45-yard average first year. I'm more focused on, what I'm going to do personally each ball to, do the best I can, not worse on, I have to hit a 45-yard punt, I have to hit it here and here. I'm going to say, no, I have to do this with my elbow, this is my guide hand. That's what I'm really focused on this year.